Ankur, a question that any marketer is asked and totally blows their mind off is when it comes to budgeting, right? And we've been into a lot of client pitches where we've had to dabble with the question, what is the right sort of budget, right? Is this enough? Is this not enough? So I want to just bring the elephant into the room immediately. To succeed on YouTube, do you need to have extremely deep pockets? Do you need to have huge budgets? Should every video be like 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs of production quality, or can I just sit in this room and succeed?
So I think Google SEO or getting traffic from Google, getting organic traffic from Google, in many cases can be cheaper than Google SEO.
Wow.
Because in Google SEO, you, apart from just writing the content, and hey, there's a cost to writing a detailed content piece, which could be $100, $200, $300, and even after that, you may not get an expert piece out there. You have tech costs of getting a website up and running. You have some amount of SEO cost on just making sure on-page technicals are right, and then you have cost of generating backlinks.
Yeah.
Right. On YouTube, you trade off all of that for visual content. In which you don't need to always have content which is, so to say, flowing in a free-flowing script. Like this is a totally unscripted video.
Yeah, absolutely.
We just had some tea, discussed, okay, what are we talking about today? Let's sit in front of the camera and let's start talking.
Sure.
So that works fine.
Yep.
So you could have a conversation which is pretty natural, speaking your thoughts, and you don't need to have the rigor of writing every sentence accurately like what you would do for an article. You could do that much easily on video. You trade off all your other costs against some amount of video editing cost.
Sure.
Apart from that, you don't have any tech cost of maintenance. You don't have any distribution cost attached to it. So it's a pretty fantastic medium that way. The only thing you need to get over is that, hey, instead of hiring actors to be on my YouTube video, can internal champions from the company who know their stuff be in front of the camera? The moment you're thinking, I'll outsource this whole thing to an agency. You're playing an expensive game. I'm not saying that game does not work. That game works well, and hey, that's bread and butter for us over here at Mango Creators. But
it's like you're just gonna literally kill the business in one video. But go on.
But for the most part, I really like to work with brands who say, hey, I am the voice in front of the camera, and I need help to be successful on YouTube because you understand the platform. But hey, I own my content, I own the authority in my space, and nobody can speak better than me about my business.
Absolutely.
For that matter, we work with Mr. Mahavir of Beshak. And he's a fantastic entrepreneur who has deep understanding of that industry, has practically lives, eats, breathes insurance as an industry, and he has everything you want to know about it. He doesn't need a script ever to speak about it because he lives that life. And he speaks in front of a camera. The authority just shows.
Fair enough.
And that is the ideal way to exist on YouTube. And as a result, for someone who has internal champions within the company who can speak in front of the camera, the cost could be pretty minimal.
Brilliant. So you're talking about essentially use your own person or bring your own expertise in front of the camera that subsidizes the cost on the host front.
There is one difference, of course. If say I'm a SaaS company or I'm a company which does not need to create a lot of content on the web to rank. I could probably run my business with 20 pages.
Fair.
On YouTube, you may still want to find a way to be consistent with creating videos. But I have seen YouTube videos and YouTube channels which have not posted content for 5 or 6 years now, and they still get 500,000 views a month, which is fantastic ROI if you think about it.
Brilliant.
So that could also work, but to get it off the ground, unfortunately on YouTube I have seen this, that if you stop being consistent, all your videos start to go down. And if you are consistent in posting, even if at a slow pace, all your older videos, so we recently did this with the dormant channel that we started posting again on it, and all the older videos also started to suddenly get a lot more traffic.
Lovely.
And that only reinforces the fact that you need to be consistent on YouTube. But I think there is a certain threshold post which it doesn't matter. And there may be categories where you don't produce hundreds of videos. You probably produce one video a month, 2 videos a month, and it can exist in different ways.
Brilliant. So I think there was a very interesting point, that you were coming to, which I think could be a completely different topic of video. You know, we were brought up saying that this guy is so natural in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Can that be taught? Can you become a YouTuber?
Yeah.
Can you become better at that? But I think let's keep that for another video.
Yeah.
Let's get this conversation
That's a very
going.
easy one to answer, by the way.
Yeah.
Right? Are you natural when you're speaking to your friends over a drink?
Yeah.
That's it. You can be natural on camera then. Just forget there's a camera. I'm not even looking at the camera in this video. I've just been looking at you.
let's get an alcohol bottle. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get that off. Okay, brilliant. So, Ankur, another thing that that a lot of people compare this to is, in marketing terms, what's called the CAC, which is what is the cost of acquisition, right?
Yeah.
So, I say that, okay, I am going to produce, let's say, 100 videos, which potentially is going to get me so many leads, etc., etc. For the same amount of money, if I invest in towards, let's say, my paid marketing or different, I'm going to get a per click return on my investment or whatever ROAS it is called, right? How do you tackle that question? How do you visually understand?
So say I'm a software provider who provides software for managing housing societies.
Okay.
And if someone searches on Google and finds types in housing society management software,
okay,
I rank 1 for it.
Sure.
Right? What value do you put to ranking 1 for that on Google, or ranking 2 or 3 for that on Google? Because the day you said I will create that page, I will invest in Google SEO and I will rank for it, were you certain you will rank for it? You were not.
No.
But so YouTube search works similarly. You are taking some leap of faith that I will rank for certain things, and once I rank and I stay there, the long-term value of that is pretty high because I'm not investing continually to acquire that traffic. With any paid marketing, which is pretty well known now, that you spend money once and you get traffic today, you stop spending money, you don't get traffic tomorrow.
Sure, of course.
So we're basically talking about organic rankings versus paid marketing. So if you are someone who believes in Google SEO or who thinks that you want continual organic traffic to flow to your platform, if you're thinking about Google SEO, I would put YouTube SEO on the same plane as Google SEO.
So we've done a video, by the way, which is quite interesting, that touches both of these.
Comparing Google SEO to YouTube SEO, you should watch it out. You will see the link for that in description.
Brilliant. So do give that a watch. Ankur, another thing that a lot of people say, or actually get glamorized by, right, is fantastic quality of production. Now this here we are shooting in front of a pretty good 4K camera, right?
But two 4K.
Absolutely. But by no means, we are sitting in a very exotic location or.
So here is the thing. This is basically a conference room.
Absolutely. So does that make a
converted
difference?
Into a studio. Two very pretty basic lights put here. The mics we have labeled at 800 rupee each.
Absolutely.
Pretty cheap mics, and we have been using it for over 3 years now.
Right.
The lights that we started with were 3,000 rupee for a pair. Now it's probably 11,000 rupee a pair.
Sure.
Not expensive gear. Instead of those cameras, so my own YouTube channel has 3.5 lakh subscribers, and I kid you not, had I just used my iPhone instead of these cameras to create those videos, I would have done same.
Absolutely.
Those same 350,000 subscribers would have showed up. So that's nothing different. Of course, some basic lighting, not having echo in the audio, because if you're in a room which is sounding hollow and people can't listen to the audio, is bad. But even 800 rupee mics do a pretty good job. You just need a conference room which does not have an echo sound to work on it. So it's not necessarily expensive. Of course, when people see this video, there may be some amount of editing and polishing to it. But I would want to sort of put it out there that if the content is good, if you watch both of us just appearing like this on the screen with no cuts, you will still watch the content.
Brilliant.
And I have seen numerous, like thousands of retention graphs on YouTube, which I look at every year. I can tell you that editing a video or how well it is packaged has little to no correlation for informational kind of videos. For content like this. So if I'm producing a podcast kind of a content or a conversational content or sharing information to you, the more nerdy I look and the more raw the video is, probably it will perform better. But the moment I want to do something like entertainment, right? A lot of people want to make shorts. And the moment you do shorts, you're basically saying, I want to be an entertainer because I'm competing with whoever is the latest dancer on Instagram Reels.
Whatever is the latest trend.
I'm competing with that. Then you have to do entertainment. Then we have to probably fight. If I'm to script a shorts about Google SEO, YouTube SEO, हम collar पकड़ के झगड़ रहे and कुछ content बना
रहे. Google SEO आएगा, एक यहाँ पे YouTube आएगा.
याद फुटी हुई है, makeup करेंगे, and it will just be nonsense. People who are not interested in Google SEO, YouTube SEO will also watch it. Because you're playing the views game. I don't think brands should be playing the views game. Brands should be playing the audience game. Who is my audience? How am I influencing influencing them, how am I adding value to them, how am I driving traffic to my website. And I've done extensive work on driving traffic from YouTube out of to different websites over the last 1 year or so, and terrific case studies out there, and we'll probably share some of those case studies.
Yeah, I think that's a good cue that we should probably bring some of that in. So essentially, it is, you're saying that it is not very expensive today to get started, right? If you have to just put down absolute bare minimum, I think you kind of touched upon this point of audio, and I think you've said that many times that audio is more important than video.
Use your phone. Use a basic mic wired into your phone, no problem, or use a 2,600 rupee Granaro mic. I'll give you the link in description. Get some basic lights. You can buy it for either 3,000 rupees or 11,000 rupees. I have an Excel sheet with all this gear and recommended links listed. You will be fine. Just find the discipline to shoot regularly and make good content. Do not record an offline event where you are speaking and put it on YouTube. The context is wildly different. It's very hard for someone who is watching, who is present live at an event versus someone who is watching on the screen. You go much slower and at a very different pace and energy on a physical event versus when you're directly speaking to someone on the screen. When you're speaking to someone on YouTube, don't think you're speaking to many people. Think that you're speaking to one person. And that is where podcasts work very well because people love to see the conversations. And so, invest very basic on gear, be regular, add value, don't try and be an entertainer and touch upon shorts, make good long form video. There's no limit to how long your video can be, so long as you choose a subject and speak with good authority on that subject without really boring people.
Brilliant. So by and large, less than 10,000 rupees investment, I should be ready to become a YouTuber.
Assuming you already have a smartphone, 10,000 rupees, you are good.
Brilliant. I think that's good. But having asked that, is YouTube already a space which is too crowded? But let's keep that for the next conversation.
Oh man, I have thoughts on it. See you.